Now, earlier on, I mentioned that IPv4 addresses are ranging from 0. So for each octet, it will be ranging from 0 to 255. So what I mean is this: we can have a number like 1.2.255.255. This is a valid IP address. We can also have something like 255.0.0.1, which is also another IP address. We can have, so any part can be 255. That's what we mean by having the numbers ranging from 0 to 255. Just like human beings, so IP addresses are the names of people, and just like human beings, based on a person's name, we can be able to associate a person's name to a particular part of the world. Not to disrespect anyone, but if I mention my name, let's say George Bamfo, or maybe George Boateng Bamfo or something, anybody who knows a little bit about the African continent will know that, hey, maybe this person is from Africa, or maybe from Ghana or something, to be precise. Now, the reason why you're able to know that this person is from Ghana or maybe from a particular part of Africa is not because of the first part. I mean, the George part, because it could be given to anybody in this whole world. But the other part, which is my surname, or some parts of my name, can clearly show that this guy may be from somewhere in Africa. Now, the same logic applies to classes in IP address. Based on a particular IP address, if you just look at the IP address, you'll be able to tell whether it's a class A. So we have 5 different classes. You should be able to tell whether it's a class A, class B, class C, class D, or class E. Now, how do we know whether an IP address is a class A, B, C, D, or E? So this is how you get to know. Just at random, we can pick any number. On top of my head, I'm just thinking, and I'm thinking about 238.4.7.1. If I want to know the class of an IP address, the first thing you would want to do is you check the first number. So based on the first number, you can categorize that first number into a particular block of numbers. So if the number falls between 1 to 127, we say that that particular IP address is a class A. We're just looking at just the first number. So based on this, we cannot say this IP address is a class A because the first number doesn't fall within that range. So it's not a class A. If the number falls between 128 to 191, we'll say that particular IP address is a class B. So if looking at the first number, it is not falling within that range, and so it cannot be a class B. So the next block is 192.223. This is 238, so it's not falling within that range, so it is not a class C. So the next block is 224.239, and this IP address is 238, and so clearly we can say that this particular IP address is a class D IP address, and so this is how you're able to find the class of an IP address. You just look at the first number.